Talk, where we discuss topics you guys send in using the hashtag Table Talk. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Philip DeFranco.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
Let's get started. Wait, where's your Game of Thrones spirit?
Yeah, it's SourceFed.
All right, one, I wasn't here, and two, I'm going under the pretense that I am a PA on set, or craft services.
On the Game of Thrones set.
I like that you're like, first of all, I wasn't here, but I did think through what I was going to be.
Yeah, I did think through what I was
Well, I
going to
got
say.
the text yesterday, and did you guys really make this with?
Yeah.
'Cause wasn't there like a weird
There was a
limit
$10.
of 20?
Okay, first of all, I asked for a $20 limit. James Hafner said a $0 limit. I got
And
him
then
up
we
to
compromised
a
10. on $10.
But we each blew our budget by like $10.
Fabric alone was like $20.
Yeah, and then I had to like pull. I had like a white zipper. I pulled it from like my personal sew box, and like I don't know, whatever. It's really janky.
It
Like as a
was
cosplayer, I'm like, don't look at how I did this. This is horrible.
It was, and I used an earring for my
Oh,
finger
yeah.
here.
Where's the earring?
The
Oh,
earring,
there it is.
the earring. Mother of dragons.
No sexual harassment in this office. All right. At Colder in the Sun says, if you were convicted of a crime you have no memory of or know why you do it, should this change anything in your sentence? Okay, so you have no memory of it and you don't remember why you did it.
Well,
should you still be sentenced the
I guess the
same?
question is that bullshit or is it real?
Right.
No, I mean,
That would be so hard to tell.
That sounds like an action film where someone figures out they've been like framed. You know what I mean? Like,
but if you get like blackout drunk, no, fuck you.
yeah, no, I agree. If you get blackout drunk, no, fuck you, completely. I don't know if there's like that seems like my worst nightmare. Like waking up like Gothica style and be like, oh my god, wait, I'm in the mental hospital now?
I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say, what about Ginny Weasley in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
What about that
Because
thing
it's
nobody
not-
else read?
No.
and we
Well,
can all
it's
discuss?
it's not her fault.
We can't argue this point because none of us know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
okay. Different hypothetical situation then. You get hypnotized by an evil person.
Yes.
And you do things because you've been hypnotized to do it, but you don't know that you're doing it. It wasn't your fault. You don't remember it. Should you be sentenced?
You are the worst devil's advocate ever.
Devil's
Why does
advocate.
this
If
work?
we live in a world that doesn't exist, should you be punished?
Right.
If we live in Harry Potter, no, you shouldn't be punished.
because I'm saying from a morality standpoint, whether these are things that can actually happen or not, it's still arguing the moral argument.
If you are controlled by someone else,
Yes.
no, you are
Yes.
not at fault.
No, you're not at fault.
Okay.
If you're controlled by someone else.
Question:
Okay.
You kill someone when you're sleepwalking. Better devil's
Oh,
advocate.
great devil's advocate, because that's a real thing, and
that's
people
true.
have been acquitted because juries have found that you're not liable for the crime you committed if you're asleep. The guy that's based off of
really?
actually was acquitted because they could prove he was asleep,
Right.
and so he didn't know he was doing
I
it.
do, however, think they should do something with him so he doesn't do it again.
I mean, maybe it was
Maybe
to be,
not
like,
jail
locked
days,
in,
but
or-
maybe like a hospital or something.
Yeah, I think So I mean, in the case of sleepwalking, I think it could be argued, but no, if you get blackout drunk, no, doesn't count.
Yeah.
Because that was still your actions,
Yeah,
whether
still
you
your
remember or not. That was still your choice.
That's like, did either of you see Jack Reacher?
No, I tried to watch it on the plane, but it didn't work.
It's a
Delta.
really great,
Fall
it's a great
asleep?
movie, first of all. And also the guy in Jack Reacher wakes up, basically, and he's been framed for this crime, and he just accepts. He's like, well, I must have done it because all the evidence says it.
Oh,
And he's like
shoot.
ready to take the punishment, even though he has no recollection.
Right.
So it is interesting. Wow! All right. At Teddy Lurds92 says, favorite comedian and why? Is anyone not going to say Louis C.K.?
Well, I mean, you have Louis C.K.
He's amazing.
Actually, you know what? Go to comedian that you liked, but now you no longer like. Because I think everyone is going to say Louis C.K. He's the best.
Oh,
Louis C.K. is
yeah.
the best
Louis
comedian
C.K.
out
Here's
there.
the thing,
Awesome.
I-
like Jim Jeffries a lot. He's good.
I loved Dane Cook in college.
Back in the day?
Back
Me
in the
too.
day,
Back in
I
the day.
fucking loved.
Back when,
oh,
like,
I
your
still.
friend would burn you a
if a
CD.
Carl, oh
You
yeah.
go listen.
You go, we
Yeah.
literally would in my dorm room. We're like around a CD player, being like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
No,
seat belts,
Right, yeah,
radio knobs.
Throw me the keys, and then everyone just laughed.
I'm not even kidding. I quoted the BK dude in a poncho named Hank yesterday to Steve Zaragoza.
I loved him for quite some time. Just impeccable delivery.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, it's not ingenious jokes. It's impeccable
Well,
delivery.
because a lot of them are stolen now.
The only
what they
comedian that
say.
I used to really, really like, and then I was like, oh, I don't anymore, is Aziz Ansari, which I know that I'm going to get shit for, like, because he is a funny dude, but he's the 50-50 funny dude. Like, some stuff, maybe it's just because when I've seen him, he's still testing out stuff. Because
Yeah.
even Louis C.K. says when he tests stuff, he bombs. Like, crazy
You
bombs.
have to.
Yeah, but I think continually Aziz.
I
Okay.
was never on the Aziz train. I
No?
like
I
wasn't
literally
either.
watched specials with people, and I'm like, I know you guys think this is funnier than I do. But having said that, speaking of stand-up comedy, I watched Eddie Murphy's Raw this weekend.
Yes.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
My God, yes. And the Attack of the Show takeoff on that was fucking hilarious.
Is that one's the purple suit?
Yeah, I feel the purple's like half that one.
Because then where's the red suit?
I don't remember what that one's called. He references it. It's before Raw, because he references that.
Okay.
He's like, did anyone see? It's called like Delirious. I think this might be what it's called. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Eddie Murphy,
Didn't see
amazing.
it. Don't know.
It's
like
not
Ellen.
It's not your brand of humor.
I like Ellen. Ellen is my brand
Ellen
of
is
humor.
great.
I think she is hilarious.
Last second switch, George Carlin. I can't.
I was
course,
surprised you didn't say George Carlin.
Carlin's my guy.
Also Gallagher. I loved Gallagher.
Smash that watermelon.
I'm disappointed.
Oh my God, he made great social commentary.
You can't mention, it's a legal thing. You can't mention Gallagher within 30 minutes of Louis C.K. or George Carlin.
Oh, wow.
I both would say he's fantastic.
Caitlin, or Miss Clumsy Cat, says, if you had a time machine like the TARDIS or on Doctor Who, what would the first 3 places you would go be?
For 3 places. Oh,
I love the grammar. When you go be.
Well, it said, what would the first 3 places you would go? It's supposed to be where.
Okay, where would we go?
Actually, what would be good? When.
When. Why ask why, or why ask what when the delicious question is when? Okay, so any like real time history for sure. I'd go like 1940s.
Right.
Ooh, I like it.
Maybe like 42 when it started to get real interesting. Gotta go like some medieval times. Maybe like go see Pope Urban like actually start the Crusades. That'd be friggin' sweet.
That'd be crazy.
Third one. Can I go to the future?
Oh.
Yeah, of course you can.
Future. Do.
That's how they dance in the
Is
future.
it just the future? Like any
It's
specific time?
literally actually when you just go to the future, just Jamiroquai plays everywhere and everyone's on.
That's pretty much true.
Oh yeah.
I'd say Jesus times.
Okay, you want to meet the big JC?
And if I can get it into one, I'll do a 50-50 split of birth and death.
Okay. Oh, that's 2. You can't.
Damn it. Okay, so I guess I'm going to birth, just so I could be, maybe I'm
You're going to
JC's
Well, he
birth?
didn't live that many years. I mean, depending
just
how
really
long
like
you
it.
want
Like
to stay
20s,
there.
30s when
I
he
like that we're
goes?
calling him JC.
Yeah.
The big JC.
Shazay.
Like he's about to come out with a new album. JC just came
big
back.
JC.
Listen, some girls
JC.
dance with women, okay?
And then I would say death of the universe.
Oh.
Oh, I definitely do not
That's
want to
also-
Of civilization or of the universe?
Or no, of everything.
Oh.
Of time itself.
Like the opposite of the Big Bang.
And then I would kill the master.
Okay.
No one knows what I'm talking
Nope.
about. You guys
Can you
know
go to
what
the
I'm talking about.
architect?
You know what I'm talking
You
about.
know what he's talking about.
This is like
I'm
the
glad
5th
What
time
about
you've
you?
seen the architect.
I would go to the 1950s so I could have an ice cream soda and go to a sock hop. And clothing was made for ladies with curves. So I'm a big fan of the
You don't
50s.
think clothing is made for ladies with curves now?
Yeah.
A lot of it is not. There are some, I think it's becoming more varied now, but ever since like the dawn of Twiggy as the model in the 80s, if you look
Oh,
at
okay.
models and
Okay,
stuff,
okay, I see what
all
you're saying.
fashion is for like.
I was like, because technology has just learned ways to part and
Oh
put
yeah,
and-
I mean
yeah.
it's definitely there. But if you look at like high fashion stuff is not really.
Where are
made
you
for
wearing
ladies
that
with
high
curves.
Yeah, no one's wearing
And
high
I
fashion.
have to get almost everything I buy altered, so it's not really me.
Okay, wait a
For
second.
that.
Now, you're not a regular lady with curves. You have some extraordinary curves.
Well, if you look at the ladies in the 50s,
No,
like
no, the ladies
Lucille
in the
Ball.
50s were not your size, though. They were bigger in the middle.
Well, no, but they
You're
they
tiny
had
in the
stuff
middle.
that the shape, the overall
Stop trying.
frame
Yeah.
of
Latch on to
fashion.
things
You
you
like
don't need.
you like high waisted,
Was this
natural waist, pulled
tiny
in,
waist.
yes.
Hey, so you
Yeah.
could have a tush,
I'm just saying that
and you
you-
could have a bust.
You have
And the
quite a
fashion
different
fit you
shape
perfectly.
than Marilyn Monroe, say.
Look at man, look at those ladies. Woo woo.
That's
what
a
I'm
song.
saying.
I just really hope I didn't snot. 'Cause that's ridiculous.
Okay. At thenman123 says, "What was your favorite and least favorite class in school?" #table talk.
Loved. You know what? I'm gonna go with history because English was a close second, and
Okay.
then least favorite. I won't say math in general because I love numbers. I hated geometry. For some
Okay.
reason, that was the hardest
You didn't
thing
like
for
your
me.
patty paper?
No, like I
remember
could
that.
rock the fuck out of calculus because
Yeah.
it's I don't know, but then like it's bad because geometry is like kind of more real world stuff, like everyday stuff.
Listen, if you're
and
gonna play putt-putt, you're gonna need that geometry, okay?
that's why I'm
need
terrible
that
at pool too.
Uh,
I am. I'm sitting.
All
It's
angle.
not funny. It's just
yeah,
bad.
it's all angles.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like like sometimes the more you drink, the better you get a pool too.
Oh, I go the other way for sure.
Oh no.
No, definitely history was my favorite, although English was definitely a close second. And my least favorite was always science.
Really?
I took AP Chem, and I liked Chem a lot, but and I liked biology. I don't know, I hated earth science, which I'm sure people are gonna put in the comments as that's Chem, you're a jerk, and that's biology. But I don't know, I think maybe taking AP Chem was what made me hate. I don't care how they fit together. It just drove me crazy.
Okay, and I'm gonna pull a complete 180 on both y'all. I loved physics because it made me feel kind of like God.
Smart.
Because I was like, you can throw something, and before you throw it, I can tell you where it's gonna land. With my head. That's amazing. That's awesome. So I was real into physics, and I was not into history. Because I was like, unless I'm gonna be on Jeopardy or a politician, there is no reason that I will ever be responsible for history repeating itself. I'm not in the position to make those kind of decisions.
I personally, I don't want to say, well, I love that you don't like history.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, she's
I just
I
feel
know,
like
what
whenever
are you thinking?
What do you say?
Oh, I feel like we're on the same page here,
Okay.
but I feel like when you're in a history class and when I got into my major courses, the more you learn, the more you're like, oh my god, how do people not know this is a thing? How do they not see that we're doing the same shit over and
there's the
over
repetition.
again?
I also love the.
Oh god, I can tell you where we're gonna go because we've been there 600
I just felt it was like memorizing facts and how many people were in this battle.
There is something to be said because some people treat it like memorization, but not even most of the time, when it's a thing that actually happened. I have a later appreciation for the PR of history.
Yeah.
How events are portrayed rather than the truth. When you actually, there was a great one on, I want to say HBO or Showtime where it was the real history of America.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
love
just
shit like that.
And it's just
I love shit
I don't know,
that.
everyone's like, oh, our forefathers this, and then you're like, what, the slave owners weren't down
Yeah.
with what would we do today?
No,
just stuff like that.
It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. They were so pious.
Yeah.
Nah, bitches. That fucking people in sheds who had no say in whether or not they were getting fucked.
That was interesting in history books, at the end of history books when you're covering stuff that has happened in your lifetime. I remember that in school being like, oh, even this textbook that I thought was objective for the entire rest of the book is pretty one-sided when it comes to the last presidential administration.
Right.
Yeah, no, I feel like when you treat it, and the best professors I had always treated history like a story, and they always taught me to treat history not like it was inevitable. So when you see things they could never hear the hoofbeats is what she would say. So it's oh, how did those Germans not think that Hitler was gonna fuck everything up? And it's they didn't know because they can't see the future. You can see it because we're looking, but it's a good story. So I used to sit down in class and she'd be like, put all your shit away, I'm gonna tell you a story. And
that would have been so much cooler.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
No, I was in the AP classes and it was just memorize all this shit because when your AP test comes up, you're gonna need to know all of these facts.
Well, once you start going into AP, that's all it ends up being. You're
Well,
just
yeah.
information.
But then I was when you treat it I guess because in college I didn't have to memorize facts. It was write me an essay about what exactly led to
that
the
been
stock
way better.
market crash. And so it's well, objectively we think that, you know what I mean?
Objectively.
Those big ideas. Oh yeah, I learned how to bullshit really well.
No, I just remember history class being
Exactly.
200 flashcards a day.
Yeah.
Every day, 200 more flashcards.
That was the best thing about school was dealing with people. Or actually not
Learning
dealing
how
with
to
people.
play with each teacher's
Exactly.
expectations.
That's the best thing. I don't know. That's it. Actually, question to you, guys. What was your favorite and least favorite? Well, a lot of you are probably still in school. What are your favorite and least favorite classes? Forgot. You guys have a younger demo than me.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Let us know in the comments down below. Of course, you can always submit topics to #TableTalk on Twitter, or you can go to our subreddit, r/SourceFed, and submit topics there. And when you upvote them, maybe we'll cover them. I'm McDurney.
I'm Philip DeFranco.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger, and it's SourceFed Day.
Well, it was.
Well, it still is. It's not midnight yet. I'm SourceFedding all night.
Weenie.
I might have ale and beef stew or something for dinner. I don't know.
Eat a horse.
Ew.